New week, new fire arena, and with that, lots of team building questions that I'm going to answer. I'm Kazuma Gaming, and I tell you which team you can run in the current fire arena and konosuba Fantastic Days global versions. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. Again, as usual, we first talk about the arena itself, then about the different teams, including the explanation of my team and how I came up with the team, and last but not least, an arena run. And if you just care about the arena runs on the teams, feel free to just use the timestamps down below to navigate easily around and get all the infos that you need. Okay, first up, the arena itself. It's an AOE fire arena with reduction to physical damage, so you want to use your fire mages this time, especially AOE mages. The enemies are weak to poison and haze. Again, we don't really care about that. TLDR, fire arena, run your AOE fire mages. Okay, now let's talk about the different teams that I came up with, including the team that I personally run. And yes, you see it right. That is a level 1 Rapper Aqua. Hear me out. I knew the team needs to consist of Funidodo because, let's be real here, Funidodo is right now the best fire mage that we are having. And luckily I have her, but of course I will talk about teams without her, so don't worry. That was the main unit that we need. Then I felt pretty sure or confident that we are running a Megumin here. And Fes Megumin has some AOE wave clear for the first wave, which is kind of cool. AOE damage with the skills, of course, is nice versus the final wave if she attacks there as well. So that's what like my core team. And then slot 3 was first just Detective Yunyun, but I actually realized that it might just be better to use Wiz because Wiz has an AOE skill. And also, more likely part, my Detective Yunyun is skill level 111. I was just too lazy to push her, especially because I can just get away with running Wiz here. That was my first core team, and I was like, okay, maybe who comes in afterwards? I thought about Lia coming in to, you know, provide some CDR, because if you build a team, you should always think about the buffer, speed boost, rash red, elemental buffs, gauge up, and CDR. And luckily for us, Funidodo is just a jacked unit because she not only provides an elemental damage buff, she provides gauge up, she lowers the enemy's magic resistance, she provides a speed boost, she provides AOE, tier 1 rash with her ulti that also provides CDR. That alone is like most of the core things you could want. So I was just like, I kind of want to have more CDR because while 4 seconds CDR is good, I don't think it's enough. So I just figured it was like, okay, you know what, Maid Lia with her ulti 2 version 1 might just be the best play. And then it hit me. Was like, how fast can I get Megu to explode? Because if I use it like that, I have a good rotation with like, okay, you know, Wiz ults first, then Funidodo ults, then potentially Megu ults after, I don't know, having 1-2 basic sit and stuff like that. I realized, wait, I have a level 1 unit that provides gauge up, that provides a tier 2 fire damage boost, that also provides some healing that could help my Funidodo stay above 70% HP quite a bit. That could just work perfectly here. And with that, my pretty much 1 year waiting to running this Aqua finally came. I'm not even sure if this is the best team. Let's be real here, this is just what I cook with. And yeah, I was like, okay, maybe we just put in Aqua here. And by the way, I just realized gold wave trade here from Megu is actually better. You will see it in the run that Megumin will explode in just 9 seconds without using Ares assist. Just 9 seconds, which is insane. And yeah, so the whole point of my team here is providing as much gauge up for the team as possible. That allows me to just Funidodo the boss, and you can instantly ulti with Megu, and with just 1 hit from the small mobs. By the way, the big boss will use an AOE skill that almost kills Aqua, not 100%, but almost. Just with that alone, you should have a good chance at Aqua faints. That way, you will end at like 50 seconds worst case with just a team of Funidodo, Wiz, and Lia, which is the original team that I wanted to use, but a little bit stronger because you have a tier 2 fire damage boost on Megumin. You have a tier 2 fire damage boost afterwards on Funidodo with a little bit of healing that keeps up like that. And the moment these units are in, you can then use Ares assist to just use the other skills ASAP, get the rash rate down from Lia. Lia also has a target trait, that way she gets hit more, gets her ulti up more often, and just do a lot of damage. You can also, of course, do the same team without using Aqua. If you do that, you have slot for Butler Kazuma, which will then boost damage not only of Megu and Funidodo, but also of Wiz and of course Lia, even though Lia's damage doesn't matter that much, but the increase from Wiz's damage could be pretty good. With that team, maybe Detective Yunyun maxed out could actually be slightly better, because she also gets affected by the Megu passive trait here, right? So these are multiple optional teams, and my personal recommendation is just try them out and see what works best for you. If you don't have the Aqua level 1, of course, just use that team. But if you have that option, try it out. It's really, really fun to play around. Now let's talk about other units that you can use and also give you some examples what the team could look like. For the first slot, of course, if you don't have Fes Megumin, you can either use OG Megumin. She also has an AOE skill that allows you to clear one wave. She also has a self-magical attack boost, so she can also work there, but worst case you just get the attack boost from Wiz then before you ulti with the Megumin and do a lot of damage that way. If you have neither of those two Megumins, you could also just try to run the Eyepatch Megumin or second anniversary Megumin, or whatever you want to call it. She at least provides some CDR for seconds for the team while not being able to help you with the wave clear. But if you use her ulti 1 version 1 or just give her more gauge up, not really sure, you should be able to get either her ulti 1 version 1, or maybe if you just wait a bit or give her a target trade, whatever, get her ulti 1 version 2 off as well. The hardest replacement will 100% be Funidodo. Luckily, we have a somewhat decent replacement as the current banner right now. That is, of course, Arue. She provides an AOE rush rate, which is, of course, one thing that Funidodo does. With her ulti 2 version 2, she has at least a tier 2 speed boost, less reliable, less damage than Funidodo, of course, and you still like all the other good stuff like the CDR, like the fire damage boost, like the gauge up and stuff like that. But that can work. You can also use, of course, the ulti 1 version 2 to lower the enemy's physical and magical resistance and have more AOE damage, but then you need another unit to provide the speed boost for your team. For Wiz, I just talked about it before, Detective Yunyun is the most likely or easy replacement. If you have neither of those, you could also just try to run OG or Fes Komekko. While they like the gauge up, especially Fes Komekko still has good damage, has some other buffs, aka the fire damage boost that you can use. And her ulti 1, I think version 1 is the one that buffs, can be the buffer on the team and can work. It's even neutral damage, not resisted, so it can be a little bit higher in that regard. But I feel like Detective Yunyun and Wiz are the go-to choices here. For Maid Lia, you can argue or debate, I'm not sure which is by the way true, that Pool Party or Swimsuit Lia, whatever you want to call it, the latest light unit Lia is better than Maid Lia. Could be a thing because you have the AOE rush rate, which means you don't need to worry about Funidodo's reapplying the ulti all the time without it running out. You have an easier time. I just don't have her. I simply don't have her, so my next best guess was Maid Lia, and she works great. Tier 2 rush rate, at least a 1 unit, decent single target damage with her skill, CDR, AOE ulti, all you need from your team. Really, really great. And last but not least, if you don't have Butler Kazuma, there are a few trade options that you can use. Most notably, there is a 3-star Fire Cielo that you can use that's a welfare unit, so if you don't have her, you can exchange her with the Axis and Ares coins. If you have her, that's at least a 3% fire damage boost that just works without any problems. Otherwise, if you don't use the Wiz, you can use New Year Wiz for the 3% magical attack boost and the 3% wind damage boost. You can use Bikini Megumin if you don't use any Megu for whatever reason. That also has a 3% magical attack boost and a 3% dark damage boost. Or just, you know, use the Megu trait to boost the Crimson Demon's damage. Especially if you like use Funidodo, Yunyun, Megumin, you have a solid core that all can benefit from the 9% damage boost. We could then even outperform the 6% damage boost from Kazuma. Now let me give you some example teams, including a free-to-play team that you can run with these units. First team is just Fes Megu, Arue with her ulti 2 version 1, aka the speed boost ulti, Xmas Wiz, Pool Party Lia, and Butler Kazuma. Pretty much just that team here. Second team is OG Megu, Funidodo, Detective Yunyun, Pool Party Lia, and Fire Cielo. Another team could be Fes Megu, Arue with her ulti 1 version 2 to lower the enemy's defense, Detective Yunyun, Fes Chris as the speed boost unit, as the CDR unit, and can also slow the enemies down if you take a lot of damage, and just keep your team healthy, or just use to, you know, ulti 2 to buff your team. But you have Yunyun for that. I think slowing ulti would here actually be better. And New Year Wiz as the team passage type provider. That way Chris also benefits from the wind damage boost. Fes Megu, Funidodo, Fes Komekko with Ulti 1 version 1, Pool Party Lia, Detective Yunyun could be a solid core. Again, in that team we used Fes Megu trait to boost Funidodo's damage, Fes Komekko's damage, Fes Megu's damage, and if Yunyun ever comes in, she will also get benefited from it. The only unit that doesn't get a benefit is Pool Party Lia, but she doesn't do much damage anyway. Or a team that contains a Fes Megu, Halloween Yunyun, because the enemies are actually weak to poison. She also has a tier 1 speed boost, so you can then still use Pool Party Lia for the Resh Red and the CDR. Slot 4 would then be Xmas Wiz to come in afterwards as the gauge up unit, I would say. And then last but not least, Butler Kazuma as the team trait. And for a pure permanent team, the free-to-play team and quote-unquote free-to-play team is OG Megumin, Writer Arue, Detective Yunyun, Maid Lia, and Butler Kazuma. All of these units are permanent units. You have a good chance of having them. Besides Arue, I think Arue is a little bit cheat code. But yeah, I don't think there's a good permanent unit that you can just slot in here that works. You need some AOE Rashford, and I feel like all really good AOE Rashford units are limited besides Writer Arue. So, you know, I can't be a wizard with everything, but here are a few teams that you can run, and hopefully you have a good success of them. If you run a completely different team, please write it down in the comments down below. Other people, check the comments down below to see if any other one runs a team that you can maybe run, because I know there are a lot of people who still don't have any of these teams viable, but I feel like most of them should be viable. There are some other units like Fes Erika that you can potentially use. She still has an AOE fire damage that of course doesn't do that much damage, but the gauge up is still nice. I feel like you need any fire ulti together with Fes Erika to make Fes Erika somewhat work. Like Funidodo Fes Erika could be a solid core, but just spam the Funidodo ulti all the time. But if you just spam neutrals or ineffective ultis with Fes Erika, I don't really think it's worth it, but you know, that's something you could potentially do. But yeah, these are all the teams. With that out of the way, let's jump into the arena run. By the way, with Vanquish skipping now, if you want to do that, you can also just grind this level 1 Aqua now to give her as max physical attack as possible to increase the damage a bit. And also just try to see if we can get a golden Aqua trait for her, because if that procs, that's even more damage boost for both Funidodo and Megumin. So let's do this, You can use OG Komekko if you don't have anything else, Sakata, yeah, why not? Fes Komekko would be better, but OG Komekko can also be fine-ish. Okay, perfect. Okay, now look at the strat, guys. Now look at the strat, okay? I'm waiting until 2 turns already. Use that. Come on. There it is. Even got a crit. Huge. Every crit here matters, but that was a 9-second ulti to Megu Plosion. And just like that, I got rid of everything.
れがリッチーの力です。ステージに立つんだ。流れるようなステップで。
Good crit Wiz. Nice, nice, nice.
どうだ。
I think I need to use a basic here.
観念してね。これから出動。クリスタルプリンツ。必殺の。
Nice, nice, nice.
ちょっとだけ痛くしますよ。
Basic. Good job.
歌う準備はできてるよ。内緒ですよ。必殺の。
I think that's enough for the basic, is it? Oh, could be.
ちょっとだけ痛くしますよ。覚悟はいい？
Another good crit by Wiz. Nice. You see how this team works? You see how the strat comes together, guys?
覚悟はいい？ちょっとだけ痛くしますよ。
Actually, let overflow the stamina here.
踊るように攻撃を。ステージ流れるようなステップで。
I mean, I really hope I...
弟も見てくれてる。
Oh no, rest rate run out. My bad. That's big damage loss.
これがリッチーの力です。準備万端です。
Actually going to use my ulti here, just for the fact that it's AOE. I think with that it could be a little bit higher damage than a basic. Especially if I crit once, nice. And just like that. Pretty decent run, I would say. Not having new Arue. Not having any fancy loots like Lia. I think for that, that's a pretty interesting team. And yeah, here saw the Aqua level 1 team in effect. Provide the gauge up, provide the fire damage boost, and just go away. Make room for the other units to come in and do their stuff. That's the only reason why she's here. She's 100% not needed for this team. You could just play it safe and go with like Megu, Funidodo Wiz, and then you just need like a basic or something more with Megumin. Or you can try to give Megumin a wave target trait that you get hit a bit and play around with that. And then you can just use Wiz ulti first into Funidodo ulti, into Megumin ulti. That way you have the buffs for the Funidodo ulti and still the AOE rush rate for the Megu ulti. But yeah, this is just the most fastest strat to get the Megu ulti 1/2 off. And again, the more you crit, the better. You see there was 1 ulti crit. Just imagine if I can actually get like 2 crits or if the Megu ulti. That alone should be just a huge increase. So yeah, that's the strat. Hope this helps you out. If you did, like, subscribe for more. See you all in the next one. Bye.
だから一緒に行きましょう。